Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we're taking a look at ANALOGyDR by Rob Jackson. Get your drum hands ready. It's wicked that. Oh, baby. Hello, welcome to the show. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. I hope you're doing okay. Hello. Today we're looking at Rob Jackson's brand new app, ANALOGyDR, and I'm very excited because this is something I wished I'd had so many times. I can't tell you how many times I've sat there and been working on drums and gone, these drums sound really good. Oh man, I'm using this drum app. I just need like one drum sound. Can I just have one drum sound? This does it. Very exciting stuff. And yeah, only got it last night actually. So this only just dropped and I had to play with it last night, but we're going to play with it today. I tell you what, that's what we're going to do. Hello to Thomas. Boom. Hello, Rob. Boom. Hello, Costa, driving around in Melbourne, wrestling with traffic. I hope you've got your luchador mask on. Thomas, thanks, my friend, for banging the links in as usual. Those lurking, hello to you. Totally the vibe of the app. Yeah, and so much more. Definitely. I think the only thing that's going to limit you using this app is your own brain. Yeah, there's many applications from just using a whole drum kit, creating a whole drum kit yourself, or just using an individual drum kit, or even like ghost notes. You just want to add some ghost notes in. You don't want to we'll get to it anyway. Let's, where am I? This comment. Fat Panda Cat, hello. All right, get your shit together, Jade. Where are we? Oh, we want to go over here to this joint. This is App Raven. And this is how much the app costs. It is $2.99. I know, right? Break the bank or what? Oh, yay. So $2.99. Very, very cheap. Like Rob, all of Rob's new apps that he is banging out, like No Tomorrow, and they're all very high quality, and this one is no exception. It's cheap. Just get it. There you go. So we'll bounce over here now to me. Hey, that's what's going on. I've got a little project Azure always set up over here. Hi, Leela. I met my brain. It's pretty limited. Same here. Chem, what's going on? I hear Chem's got something cooking up as well too. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Anyway, good to see you, Chem. So, and there's the link if you want to go grab this, $2.99, wicked stuff. So, we got a little project, and I've got 3 instances of ANALOGyDR. And all the rest, look at them all. They're all DRs. Yeah, and that stands for drums. I've got a copy of Octocron running here, which is sending out MIDI notes to these individual drum tracks. And I have this thing here, which is Waymaker, just sending some random notes to these 3 synths. It's the BPM's down to 20. We're down to 20. Boom. Pete Johns, hello. What's going on, Pete? Folks, Pete had a live stream set up for today for GarageBand Weekly. Now it's a premiere. Thanks, electricians and all that jazz. So I'll dump you over there at the end of this show. Boom. All right. 20 BPM. Let's go. So the one thing you'll notice is these are all individual drum tracks, and these are not multi-outs. So normally when you see something like this where you've got all these drums individually spaced out, you would be using a multi-out, but this is something a little bit different. I love the flexibility of being able to choose what triggers each drum, but we're going to get into this right now. Sean Chandler, good to see you. What's happening, Sean? Okay, let's clear this out of here and give you a rundown of this baby. So I'm going to create a MIDI channel as well. Now remember this, the one thing you need to know is off the bat, this does not have a sequencer in it. So it is just individual drum parts. So with it, you can make, say, a snare with one of these and then maybe duplicate like so and keep duplicating and create your entire drum kit. It's up to you where they go. So we've got 3 of these connected at the moment. Let's jump in. Across the top, we've got our controls, main controls for selecting your sound, messing with your sound, creating your tone, whatever it is that you're looking for. You've got a whole massive list of presets, and these include effects and analog drums, all in here. So this is how you get across with this top section. You're not going to get lost with this. Very easy to understand, much like all of Rob's apps. You've got a help section, and you can come to this anytime you want. So you flick back over, and there it is. If you get a bit lost, you can flick back. Triggers. This will test out the sound that you currently have. So if I pick this whip crack here and then come over to trigger, you can test out the sound. We've got a vinyl scratch, a sprinkle tinkle. Sounds like, shut up, Jade. Don't even go there. Sprinkle tinkle. Sounds like something Rob would come up with. So yeah, you got this little trigger button. So you don't have to, like, you know, play a keyboard or anything or assign this drum kit to a specific MIDI note or a key, yeah? So the trigger note's super handy. You've got a default patch up here. This brings everything back to how you open the app. And we've got randomize. Be aware, my friends, randomize can be found 2 different places. It can be found here in the presets. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, so you'll see randomize down the bottom here, or you can do it up the top. Just be aware, yeah, because things can get loud. See, where this instance, it's not loud. Why have I got no sound with my randomize? What's going on? Have I lost sound altogether? Really? That can't be right. Oh, there we go. Let's go to default. Let's come down. Let's hit randomize. And then, there we go. There's my trigger. Is that what was happening there? Can I not randomize? Oh yeah, we're good. So the randomize can get a little bit rowdy, right? Because the volumes are all random and they could go anywhere. So you need to keep an eye on that. And if you're going to fuck around, you will find out. So probably good to put a limiter on this if you are going to sit through some randomization or anything like that. But you can see in a pinch, it's going to give you a decent sound or something that you may not expect to be looking for. So let's get into this. And the best way for me to help you understand how the trigger system works is to attach a physical keyboard. So let's do that. And we've got a kick. So the normal sound that you'll get is this kick. Yeah. Now, it's currently assigned this top slider here. This is the trigger slider, and this is where the flexibility is just outrageous. So you can decide where you want this to be triggered. And it starts at C0, which is MIDI 24, and goes all the way up to C2, number 48. And you can move anywhere between these. So, for example, if I come over here to C1, come to my overhead camera here, right? Oh, there it is. There's C1, as you would expect. If I play any other note, it's only going to be this C1. So remember, these are individual drum kits. This is not a full drum kit. But if I change this now to C sharp, it's going to move to the next key. So you can decide exactly where you want each one to go. Let's go like a D. There you go. So it's over here now. So that is completely up to you. Also, you've got a choke slider under here. So if we move this to, we'll bring it back to C1. The choke will cut off anything. So if you've got any decay that's happening on a piece of whatever you've set up here, and we can do this by, I don't know, maybe adding some decay over here. Where's our kick? Right, bit more. So you can hear that lasts a long time. Now, if I come over here to our choke section and I drag this and make it, say, C-sharp one, this makes the keyboard now a choke. So here's my C. Now if I hit C1, it cuts it off. So think about it like, if you don't know what a choke is, think about it as a drummer. You've seen it a million times. Drummers playing on a kit, da, 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 hits a cymbal, bang, and will snap it with their hand. Hit it, snap it, choke it. They grab it, they cut off that decay. So that is what our choke slider does. So anytime, it's going to cut off. Let's go a bit crazy. Let's put some noise in here as well. Just make it go bonkers. Easy. Really handy if you think outside the box, right? 100% think outside the box for stuff like you may create this really wild texture out of this, put a whole bunch of effects on it. Every time you hit that note, it goes for a long time and you can control it live by stopping it there. So it's a stop-start button pretty much, if you want to break it down and be that simple. Let's slide that back down. So there's our choke. And we have, so there's two oscillators with this particular app. Give me a second here. What are you doing? What's going on? All right, so there's two sets of oscillators. You can find them here. Oscillator 1 and oscillator 2. I think they are both sine waves, if I'm correct. So each sine wave oscillator. And when you go over the top, so they both have a 50%. Let's turn this one down. We'll bring down this decay. Hang on, let's just hit default here. We'll load a snare. Why not? Let's load a snare up in here. There's one down here. Boom. And we'll make sure this is set to C1. Right, so you've got your first oscillator. And you can hear as we take this up past 50%, so here's our 50%. You are getting this additional wave shaping added to this. And the same with the second one. Oops. Now, if you're hearing that, of course you are. What am I talking about? This is where you need to keep in mind, right? Things like this with the oscillators going up. And then as soon as you get some kind of random resonance, shit could get wild, right? Because the cutoff, our filters can drive things a little bit wild. So remember that. Hello, Will, Agent 907 Johnson. So we've got our oscillators. Now these oscillators can be tuned. Let's just turn these ones. We'll bring this one up as well. So they can both be tuned and they both have, and the tuning tells you here. So what's really cool about this, your tuning tells you exactly what it is. So it's 25 hertz all the way up to 5 kilohertz. That is your tuning there with each of those, and they're exactly the same. So we'll bring that back there. Decay. You've got decay for each of them, right? So that's going to ring out longer. You want to get that kind of ringing sound there. And the same with the bottom one as well. It has a decay. Whoa. Now, I know you're probably thinking, like when we run through the presets, some of the kit sounds, they've obviously got an electronic. I can go through exactly what they're inspired by and all that stuff. But think outside the box because, again, you can pretty much make whatever you want. with these, we have some white noise here. So we've got pink noise and white noise. So we're down here, and both of these noises that you can add offer a decay as well. So we'll just turn up the white. And you can decide how much pink or white noise you want and how much they decay. Completely up to you. Moving down, we've got a low pass filter, bypass, high pass. And of course, before I mention anything else, parameters, they're all here. You can mess with them. You can automate in Logic. So this is definitely going to work in Logic and things like Cubasis, because you can add these as individual drum tracks, or do what I did last night, open up Logic, create an auto drummer, and then split the tracks, and then you'll see, we'll cover that as well. So of course we've got our filters down here, cutoff. Nice. And our envelope, let's talk about the envelope, because currently it's set in the minus. So this is normally set to 0 if you set it to 0. And the way the envelope works optionally applies to auto-generated filter cutoff, to the oscillator and noise mix. So negative values will reduce the cutoff frequency and positive values will increase it. And lastly, the last two things, we've got a drive and volume. So you can control your volume. So pretty much standard controls, yeah, so that you can hear now for one kit. Let me go in and show you how I built something in here. I'm just going to set this back to default. I'm going to add another one of these. Let's just make 4, just to keep it simple. Now, to use this in something like AUM, I can tell you that, Thomas. Let's see. Based off, can create wide variety of sonic textures, and the factory presets include a large selection of percussion sounds inspired by the Roland CompuRhythm CR78. Inspired by. So, obviously, in something like here, most people would go, all right, well, cool. I'll just create one drum track and run some multi-outs. Well, you can't do that with this because it's not a whole kit. The way multi-outs work is that the app, say FAC drum kit, yeah, something like that, has a full kit in it. It has the full kit, drum computer, all these things, they have a full kit in it. And they offer multi-out because, I don't think FAC does, multi-out because you're separating those individual kits. This needs individual instances of the app running because they are independent parts of the kit. So you will need some kind of processor. And this is why I chose Octocron, but there's lots of them to choose from because that's... You've got the freedom to not, you don't even have to, here's the thing, you don't even have to use a drum specific sequencer because you get to choose the MIDI notes. You get to choose the notes that each kick is going to, where it's actually happening. So I'm going to come over here, and what I loaded last night, I think it was just the 16. I think that's what I did. I can't remember. No, I didn't do that. There was something else I used for this. In fact, let's show you. One thing I want to quickly show you. When you make something, look how quickly it takes to load this, right? Because very low CPU, very low download. Just want to show you. I thought this was cool. That's it. That's done. Very, very low. And there's another reason I wanted to do that, because I wanted to see what I set this to. What did I set it to? It doesn't tell me. Oh, you prick. I think I had it set to... All right, we'll close this. Hey. I love it when a plan doesn't come together. All right. Yeah, I saw. If you have a look at the the actual page on the App Store, you'll see it's very rare to see this too. The demo shots are made in GarageBand. So that's a good sign for those of you who use GarageBand. And you don't have to use the set out drums that are given to you in GarageBand, obviously, because you can do this. So I think I had set for this, I think I used that. That's what I used. That'll do, I think. So the good thing about something like this is I can click on any of these tracks for Octocron and find out what MIDI note we're going. So 36 is the kick. I can come over here, find out, is it going to run in order? 37. We've got a hi-hat here, 38. So it looks like we're running in order for this particular setup. So we're going to need to set up these four instruments here. What did I say we started on? 36, I think. God, my memory. What's happening? 36. So let's jump over to our first one, and we're going to change this to 36. Bang. C1. Awesome. We can come over to the next one, and we'll set this to 36, 37. Boom. Done. Now, you can align these how you want for your particular keyboard. You might have a setup where you play your keyboard and play like 3 here and put the rest over here. So you're playing your drums comfortably how you want to instead of the way that they're mapped for you. This is a really good thing about that was 37. We're going to come over here, change this one to 38. Boom. And 39. Sweet. So now if I populate this like so, why is that running so slow? That is weirdo. And I'm not getting, and you've got to send this out to all 4 of these. And we should, there we go. Oh, it's because I got it set to 20. Let's bring this up to 120. Kicks in the house. So they've all been sent now out from Octocron. They've all been ticked. So now if I start adding things, we just should get, and you can see I haven't set up the sound. So I'm going to come into a preset. We'll just grab a quick snare. Hey. We'll make some hats. And in this one, I don't know, let's add something strange. This lo-fi clap. And we're off. So while this beat is playing, we can come in here and then mess with our individual sounds for this kit that we're building. Snare. Add a bit of drive to that. We've got our hats over here. Did I pick the right one? I did, yes. And lastly, we got this clap that we can mess about with as well. So these claps are just using white noise, but we can come in and do whatever we want to them. You know, that's the thing. Let's do some randomization. So, super easy to create your own sounds. We'll go through presets soon. I just want to jump out of this. We'll just do a quick save of this and come back to it. That'll do. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye to you, my friend. Let's open up Logic and do some things. We're at our halfway point, folks. Thanks for hanging out and watching. And if you watch on the replay, thank you also. Halfway point, run an ad. So I'll do that now. Let's run the ad. You may or may not get served an ad. And the ad has been run. And while we're waiting for those of you who did get served an ad to come back, let me tell you what's happening this week. So tomorrow we're taking a look at this baby. This is Transfigured Orchestra by Sonora Cinematic. So there we go. So that is happening tomorrow. If you are into Soundbox by Audio Modern, this is a brand new sound pack that we'll be taking a look at. I've got a few other shows listed. I just don't know which one's going up. But I can tell you this week, we have got a fucking killer interview coming up, my friends. So Cameron Carpenter is coming on the show. You may not have heard of Cameron Carpenter. He's Canadian. He runs the DIT community, the Do It Together community. He has worked in A&R for virtually everybody, yeah? Virtually fucking everybody from Sony to all the major labels. And he's going to come and spend some time with us and hopefully give us all some very, very valuable information and tell us all about the DIT community, which have free webinars and seminars with really big artists. It's completely free. There's no bullshit catches or anything like that. I've been using it for the last week. It's very, very cool, and there's so much information to get from it. And he has been very kind to come here on the channel and discuss it with us this week. What's Pete say here? Does iPad version of Logic track stacks and folders? Yes. Now, let me tell you, it's a fun thing. It's a little bit more complicated than what I would hope it to be, but I'm going to show you exactly that. So let's open up Logic. I have a method of doing this. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Should Logic fix this? Absolutely. I'm going to start off just by using an auto drummer, right? So the drummer's going to come in and just make the thing for me. Let's go with this. Simple. Keep it easy, bitch. I'm going to put a little thing across here. And now I want to split this. So I'm going to select it. And obviously I'm going to convert this to MIDI region. So now we've got a complete MIDI region here. And I can open this up in our inspector and we can see all the parts and we can see what keys are being used in this. So it's not a complex one. What are these ones? So I don't actually want these. Let's just fuck those off. What are these ones? More snares. I love how it just puts snares in random places. So let's hear it. Simple. All right, I'm not trying to overcomplicate things. Awesome. So now that we've got these all here in one track, now I can click on this and we can separate by note pitch. So now it's separated those three parts of the kit. Right now you would think, logically, that's where you went wrong, that I would be able to just come in here and individually choose different parts, but it's just not the way it is. It just doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. Here's what I do to sort things out, because the problem is with Logic is now if I hit play and I want to control these, you can see this is not split up. It's not summed yet or anything. It's just still, they're still all controlled by one dial and one effect. So how do we get around this? Well, I'm glad you asked. I've done videos on this. Click on each track, duplicate. Click on the track underneath each one, yeah? So we're gonna hit this. Did I do that already? Duplicate. We're gonna duplicate all these here. And then what I'm gonna do is move them all down one, okay? We don't need this top one, that's rubbish. We can kind of delete that, we don't need it. But what we need to do now is delete the missing tracks. So I'm going to select these, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to delete them. We don't need them. So now we've got our tracks here, and now I should be able to select all of these, like so. And then once they're selected, I can come in here and hit create summing stack. Now, it's kept this one in which I didn't want, so that's cool. Let's select it. And just delete this. And here's our summing stack. Done. Right, so now individually, I have all these tracks down here and I can individually mess with them, right? So it's a little bit of a fuck around. There's no other way that I've found to be able to do it, because as a drummer myself, this is how I will split tracks and do that whole duplicate, drop, duplicate, drop, duplicate, drop, and then sum them all together. You can change the name of the sum if you want. But now we've got our everything set up. All we need to know is what note's being played. So C1, this is our kick. So I can come in here while we're on this track and we can do this. We can replace this drum kit with, and we want to make sure C1 is selected. And we're off, yeah? Hi, Sim. We're going to do the same for all three of these. Replace. And now we just got kicks because we want to know what is the snare. It is this one. A. Oh yeah, I got to change the sound, don't I? So let's choose a snare. This is the thing. There we go. All right, we're starting to build this. We got our third one here. Now, most people aren't gonna, I mean, this is the thing. You can. Here's the thing. Remember about Logic, you can come in here and set all this up. You can set this up. And basically, you are good to go. And then save it. Remember, you can always save these things as something to reload up again in Logic. I think a lot of people forget you can do all that. Save your presets, all this kind of stuff. Let's replace this. And work out. Yeah, look, Logic on Mac, you know, it's a thing, isn't it? It's a thing that works better. All right, so what are we on? We're C, we're on F. Is that right? Let's just hit play. There we go. And we want some hats. Boom. It's all summed up now. We can come in here, we can add our effects. We can open the sum down here on our page. So there's our individual parts of the kit. Tremor, bear, Hello, Tremor Bear. And I mean, you can have as many of these as you want. So again, like I said at the beginning, I think the way most people are going to use this are, for example, if they, I don't know, load up a new project, something like this in Logic, do something like an auto drummer, whatever. Let's choose like a electronic kind of kit, electronic. We'll just do like a hip hop maybe, right? We can add a new track in here. And this is where it gets interesting, because I can't tell you how many times, just say I've been using, like on an FMC album I was using DigiSticks for the drums for that. And everything had been done. All the tracks had been split. So much work had gone into them. And there was just one thing I really wanted to add in that kit, but it wasn't there. And there's not a lot of individual drum sounds. There's a few, I think, out with just clapping sounds and some stuff with this kind of just sticks, but not something that you can just build an individual piece to. So the beautiful thing is I don't even need to think about it now. I can just pick whatever fucking key I want. That's my key. That's the one. All right, that's the one I'm going to use for this, and play this shit in, you know? So we've got a block here, and I can just record this shit in as I'm playing. Boom. Sweet. I don't like that. It won't let me add anything. All right. I guess it doesn't let you do it when you're playing. Weird. There we go. Right? You feeling me? Yes, and a good point. Loopy is definitely a really good place to do it. I mean, you can do the same thing here as well by just recording in your kicks and then changing the sound and recording in your snare hits. You can do that very easily with this as well too. G'day, Camp G May. So I think Loopy's out next week, even though like most of us have been on the beta forever, but very exciting that it's out next week. And I'll definitely use this as an example to do the drums in it. But yeah, love it. Let's run through some presets in here. What do we do? We'll just use this one. Yes, this is AUv3. It runs on iPad, iPhone, and if you have a Mac, it will run on that as well. So this is a block. We've got a bright hi-hat. Now obviously I've got a reverb on this. So we've got low toms and high toms in here. The compy ones are the CR78 copy attempts. All right. We're at the effects section. So cardboard. Nice. Nice. And of course, randomize at the end. Awesome. So you can see, very easy to use with Logic. No splitting drums. If you want to work out how I do that, I think there's a full show on how I split drums. It's only a short one, somewhere on the channel, somewhere about splitting drums, because yeah, it's a pain in the ass in Logic. A little bit different with GarageBand. You can't really split stuff, but you can build stuff up in GarageBand the same way, you know. So there is that. Look, it's $2.99. It's one of those things that, look, personally, I wouldn't rush to get this for something in particular. What I would grab this for, what I'm going to use this for, is, like I said, it's one of those things that sometimes you're just looking for something to make an individual sound without the whole fucking caboodle, right? We got a whole lot of great drum apps out there. Nothing perfect, even though Drum Perfect claims to be perfect. It's far from it. But there's a lot of drum apps on iOS, and I don't think any of them have matched what my expectations are from something like using a desktop. Desktop just is still so far ahead with drum apps, but to have something to just load in and load a sound very lightweight. That is the most important thing about this too. Super lightweight. You can run heaps of these, heaps of them. They're going to be absolutely fine. They're not going to bog down your CPU or anything like that. So that's a really good thing for CPU intensive projects that you have, to throw this in there. Awesome stuff. Rob just continues to put out really, really simple, clean, usable stuff. You know, put it this way. I got this, less than 12 hours ago? And already, you know, it's a no-brainer. Not anything I'm going to have to sit here and spend like 3 weeks working out how to use like dialect or anything like that. And it's just a perfect tool to have in the kit. I think it's great. Do you think it's great? Let me know in the comments below. We got Pete Johns coming up next. I know I'm finishing off a little bit early because I can. What's coming up tomorrow? We got these wonderful sound packs coming up tomorrow, as I mentioned during the show. Hey, no problem, Rob. Thank you, Rob, for continuously supporting this channel. And if you are a Patreon, we've got a few copies to give away if you want to be in on that. But tomorrow we're taking a look at this Transfigured Orchestra by Sonora Cinematic. I've had it. You want to hear an interesting story? Weird. Just an interesting iOS story. Yeah, so sometimes iOS just does these things and you just go, that is really strange. Why would you do that? So it turns out when I was sent the sounds for this soundbox pack, and the link was up, it was uploaded as a link for me to grab the sound pack. The link was .sbpack, which is a soundbox pack. That's the file extension. But when I downloaded it, it was .sbpack.zip. For some fucking reason, when I download the same file on my computer, it comes down as an SBpack file. When I download it on my iPad, it comes down as a zip file. And here's me going, oh, I've got to unzip that. And I unzipped it, and then it opened everything up, and there were all these files in there. And I'm like, this isn't right. It turns out what I had to do was change the extension from zip to .sbpack. Just, my brain just goes, why? Why iOS? Anyway, it's the same thing as when you upload a transparent image to your Photos app. And what happens is the image gets uploaded to the cloud, and in the process of doing that, it changes the image from a transparent background to now having a white background. Because in the process of uploading the photo to cloud, they alter the image and then give you a version on your iPad to just browse. And in doing that, it removes the transparent background and puts the background back. So my advice, if you are making transparent backgrounds, yes, download something like this app here, this wonderful app called Documents. It's completely free. And what you can do is save all your transparent PNGs in here, and they'll all be fine. They'll never get fucked over, and you'll have all your transparent images that you need to use. Don't rely on using the cloud, because you will just be constantly removing the background every 10 minutes of the same image. It's very strange, and much like many things on iOS, the zip file thing is ridiculous. Yeah, so as you can see, I'll show you. Here's this file. Here it is. Oh, well, here it is. Transfigured Orchestra. This was a fucking zip file, and I had opened it up. And there was all these files. I'm like, what's going on? Anyway. All right. Pete Johns up next. Hit the like on the way out. Thanks for continued support here on the channel. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together. Rob's app is awesome. This is ANALOGyDR, and it is available for $2.99. Go get it now. It's rad. All right. See you later, folks. Bye.